The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
On the heels of Miami Art Week, NFTs are grabbing people's attention. Our next guest is a leading force behind the most popular NFT game out there, Axie Infinity, a play-to-earn crypto gaming juggernaut that has led people in countries like Philippines and Venezuela to make a living out of playing in the Metaverse. Please welcome Trung Nguyen, CEO of virtual world builder Sky Mavis. Hello there, Trung. Thanks for joining us on the show. You've had an incredible year. Axie Infinity was able to achieve 3,000% year-over-year growth, $3 billion valuation, hundreds of millions of dollars in fundraising. So what are your top takeaways from this year?
I think it has been a pretty amazing year for our company and for like Axie Infinity as well. I think we has been spending a lot of time building like the infrastructures and also the games. But until this year, I think when we put the last piece into our pictures with Ronin, I think it really accelerated the growth. And I think in general we feel happy, obviously, but then we also feel that a lot of pressure. There's still so many things to do, and I think the journey ahead will be even more challenging and interesting.
So one of the forces that have propelled you to this great success is that people are using this to earn a living because they lack other options, or they lack better options. Do you expect this trend to continue?
I think under the current situation of the pandemic, people cannot get out of their home to work and get some kind of living for their family. I think play to earn games come at the right time. That they have people to pay their bills, and in the future, I think maybe the trend will change, given that people might get back to their normal kind of work. But still, I think it will be interesting to see when even when people can get back to their job. It's still play to earn games or metaverse games will be a world where people can maybe gym in and get interesting kind of opportunities from them. So I think for the living part, maybe that will change. But in general, it could create a lot of job opportunities for people that they might never imagine before.
Trung, the Smooth Love Potion has gone from it peaked at around 35 or so. That's the currency, and it went down to below 10 cents. Has that affected your outlook for growth, and is it make playing the game too expensive? Do you see lowering prices elsewhere anytime soon?
I think at the beginning, our thought regarding SLP is that it's our full. It's the full in our system, and the logic behind SLP is that it has the demand and supply aspect, right? Whenever you have more people joining and needing Axie, the demand would go up. And the supply would comes from people already have Axies, they play, they tokenize their time into SLP. So right now, I see it like an imbalance of supply and demand of SLP. In the future, I think right now still in its very early stage, even other game projects, people are still pushing for more and more advancement over the sustainability of blockchain games. But I think we have a lot of solutions, and sometimes it can be the combination of game design with tokenomics design. Sometimes it could be the push of adoption for the game itself. But I think over time we will see more development for the economic part of SLP.
Yeah, there's certainly a barrier to entry to start playing Axie. It's around $1,000 entry fee. But when you see the popularity of this game in countries like Vietnam, Philippines, Venezuela. How do you overcome this barrier?
I think I still remember the day when like a team of Axies, like 3 Axies, cost only I think $5 to $7, and it was very affordable for a lot of people to enter the game, try to have fun. And the main topic that we had at the time was like mostly about like the gameplay, like the fun they can get from like competing with each other in the game. But nowadays, I think the price changed significantly, not only for Axie, but also for the whole crypto space. It becomes less affordable like for people. But at one side, I think the community has like created a pretty innovative model with the scholarship, so people can rent out the Axie to others, and then they can share the in-game reward. So I think that model helps a lot with the growth of games like Axie Infinity.
Are you surprised in general by how the growth has gone? Do you think that, did you expect to be where you are right now? Or is this sort of kind of like a surprise? And are you surprised by the way the economy around the games has gone? Anything that you say, wow, I didn't see this happening?
Sorry, could you elaborate a little bit? Like,
are you surprised just in general? Are you surprised in general with how things have gone over the past couple of years with the growth? And is this something where you said, wow, I really didn't see things playing out the way they did?
So actually, like a lot of things have changed over the year along our journey with Axie Infinity. But there's one thing that hasn't changed anything at all, which is as we believe like games will be the mechanics to bring like, new technology to people. So I think right now we already like saw that happening, and I think in the future there will be like even more development around that kind of paradigm. A little bit surprised to be honest, but other than that, I think we will even see more and more surprise in the future. Not from my side, but maybe from the development of like blockchain games in general and the application of a blockchain in real life.
So one of the things that's really changed over the past year has been the explosion of the metaverse and all these different companies trying to get into it. How now that I would imagine that would be competition has become much fiercer for you, how do you think you'll be able to differentiate yourself in this environment?
So at the beginning, we didn't really call it Metaverse. We called it something like an open world with the immersive aspect. People can like immerse like themselves into the world, kind of, and involved in the economic side of it, involved in the gameplay side of it. But right now, I think Metaverse has like been developed as like the go-to kind of definition for a lot of games. I think it's very interesting that like right under the current situation, we cannot like socialize with each other like easily, so we can do it inside the game, and it evolved to something even more than a game, and it's a pretty like innovative concept that a lot of parties have been wanting to like develop. So competition, of course, like change significantly, but also I think like a lot of people still haven't known about the concept. So I also see it as a matter of like user education. And with only us, I don't think that happens like at all. So I think that when there are more players in the space, we'll have more chance to like increase adoption and also like grow together. So I think this like metaverse is still a very new concept that we like need to collaborate to develop over like the next like several years at least.
Trung, so what's next for Sky Mavis? You just raised hundreds of millions of dollars. Will you be focused totally on Axie, or what will you be spending the money on?
So up until now, I think we have spent a lot of time not only developing the games but also the tech infrastructure behind. So we will continue doing that. I think we'll see more like games from Sky Mavis, but also like the infrastructure itself to power those games, and won't get into like other third-party games as well. So I'm looking forward to that to happen in the near future.
Speaking of the future, we talked a lot about Venezuela and the Philippines. Are there any countries from which you expect to see future growth, new areas where you see this game taking off?
So I think right now we see a lot of people from developing countries to join the game, obviously, because like the money people make from the game might not be a significant part for people in the developed country, but for developing countries, it could be like food on the table. So I think over the like in the future that like there will be a shift that people like play the game not only for the earning aspect, but also for the quality of the games. I think with the participation of a lot of new games, the quality has risen, and I think people will get to play because of the quality also. So we will see more people from developed countries to join.
All right, Trung, I don't know if can you name any developing countries you might be targeting in particular?
So I think Southeast Asia in general has been a very, very like big market for traditional mobile games. So right now with Axie Infinity, we have people from Philippines, from Vietnam, from Thailand. I think we'll see more people from like we already have like Indonesia. So I think maybe some more countries in South Asia. Of course, that's just my own kind of home countries.
All right.
My home region.